I ended up winning the second place across the globe. That was a global contest. Now it was Sun Microsystems was acquired by Oracle now. So that's a great experience. I did a video interview at the time with UIS. And then, I think the mindset for, beneath all of this is, you got to be standing out in some form, right? Of course, there are people acquiring skills, getting degrees and in various technologies, but, not just on the technology or anything. I also headed the Indian Student Organization. I was the president of my second year. I led many activities, so I was participating in any events that are being hosted by UIS. So, and I was constantly building. Constantly building my skills and in the ways possible. But the base of everything is you're still having fun, right? We are still going to those Friday night parties. UIS, even though it's a small city, you got, nice places to go and restaurants or whatnot. So having fun and at the same time, preparing yourself is a big factor, I think, that helped me at UIS. And it's a great platform. Professors are supportive, various departments are supportive, and any initiatives that you take will go very high. So, yeah.
And that's some good stuff. And I just want to, first of all, say that I know we've said UIS a number of times. For those who don't know, that's the University of Illinois at Springfield. So it's part of the U of I system based in Springfield. And I anticipate a very large following for this podcast from internationals. And I definitely want to say, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, T, UIS is one of the best schools for international students, especially for graduate study. They have some unique programs that many other schools don't have. So I highly want to recommend them for those thinking about graduate study in technology in particular, coming in as international students. And again, even the domestic students, there are some amazing opportunities also. We have guys on the call who've benefited from some of those opportunities actually. Now, I know we have one question coming up, but two things you said, standing out, making sure you put yourself in position to stand out. And I think that's extremely important, guys. And I want any student who's thinking technology to think about that. How could I stand out? What could I do now? While everyone's binge watching Netflix and just hanging out and trying to live the good life, what skill can I invest in that could help me to stand out? And it's amazing, guys. So I'll just share a quick story. Aaron and I are mentoring a young lady. She's in the 8th grade, about to be in the 9th grade. And we're teaching her HTML right now. So you can tell me that by the time, she's even before college, the students she will be competing with, she will be light years ahead of them if she continues to, follow the path we're trying to lead her on. So again, you guys look for ways to stand out, and that will definitely, and get the right skills, that will definitely help you and pay dividends and dollars in the long run. Mentorship, man, you must have a mentor. I feel like you must have mentors, plural, right? Because they could show you the blind spots and show you the ropes. And of course, I've mentored some of you guys on this course. So you've seen the things we've been able to accomplish because of mentorship. I've had mentors too. The stuff I tell you guys, somebody told me, right? So it's a process. I love the idea of the brain date, to pick people's brain. And I love the idea of LinkedIn, using LinkedIn, looking at people who are doing things that you think you might want to do. Now, again, you may not, it's just an idea. You might think, I want to do this. You might do it and say, that thing sucks. That's okay. But reach out to people who are doing it. Let them help you figure that out. And again, I want to put this in perspective, guys. You're getting this information from a young man who came here as an international student. He graduated. He got a job with a big company, which we're going to get into in a little bit. Then he branched off into a situation where he's now leading, right? So, man, he's put in the work. He has the resume to show for it, and he has the results to show for it. So definitely take his words to heart. You mentioned one more thing, T. You said there's a website that helps nonprofits. What's the name of that website? One more time, please.
It's called Catch a Fire. Catch a Fire.
Okay.
www.catchafire. I can send you after this also. So
perfect.
That's nonprofit. They have various different, there are nonprofits on that platform looking for help, right? Either in accounting or technology, if it's technology, CRM, ERP, or web development. I know some of them are web developers here, and also analytics. So build a story out of it. I know one big thing is when you're going to the mentors, just don't go and idle, right? I mean, prepare those questions. What questions that you want to ask? Prepare. I mean, you have to show your mentor that you are working, doing your homework before you talk to them, right? Don't go with, trying to get a job. What should I do? They're not going to help with that. If you say, hey, I'm trying to get a job, and I got skills in data analytics and web development, what do you recommend? What are your thoughts? What is the current industry? What it will be after 2 years since I graduate? What do you recommend? So you ask similar questions to multiple people, and you're getting their thoughts, and then you're using your interests and and your feelings to go after that.
Yeah, I like what you just said about when being strategic. I call it that, being strategic when you're approaching a mentor. Again, don't ask dumb questions. Now, I always tell people there aren't any dumb questions, but when you're approaching a potential mentor, yes, there are. A dumb question is something you could easily see on their website or on their LinkedIn profile, right? So do your homework, ask questions that would be thought-provoking, that things you're really trying to figure out. And personally, man, when people come to me and I see they're curious, that makes me want to invest in them, even if I'm really busy sometimes, but I want to invest more in them when I see that genuine, curiosity and zest for learning. Yeah. So do the same thing when you're approaching these mentors. Prepare. So true story, guys, true story. Right now, I'm trying to help Aaron get connected with the department head. I think T mentioned Dr. Mims, who has now retired. So we have a new department head. So I'm trying to connect with him because, I mean, Aaron's a rock star, and I want him to be aware that he has a rock star in his program. So I literally reached out to him months ago, but we couldn't meet. Our schedules just could not align. But now everybody's remote. I'm like, let's have a Zoom call. He said, sure. So again, I'm preparing my questions beforehand, and I'm actually bringing value to him. By the way, did you know one of your students is doing XYZ and could do XYZ for this other company? So have a plan beforehand. Don't just message and have no kind of strategy. So man, that was some really good content, T.